extra special. Because I have to tell you, these pieces, Professor Robots again, I've written five pieces for him. And each time I make one, everybody says, oh, who's going to play that piece?
Octave above that.
So you've got 3 fingers now?
3 fingers.
Turn in a direction that you don't reach quite as far, as up higher, and you need to reach farther. The notes are far so far. So there is a little adjustment in stretching and slight rocking through positions to make sure that those are in tune. The thumb usually is either too far away or too close, depending on the range you're in when you're comfortable. It's some kind of an adjustment to play into. So that's really nice.
So they'll need to open some more for each of us. Of course they can do it.
As I talk about in the book a lot, there's no one right way, but I feel very strongly that there is a best way. Now, your best way may be totally different than yours and totally different than mine. That's what makes the world go round, and that's why we still have live performance. And that's great. But how do we achieve what we think to be the best result? I'll use that as a theme as we go through these different issues. I'm going to touch on a lot of different things, and as we all know, I think the bow probably has to come first. I want everybody to try a little exercise. Just hold your hand like this and go down and up with the right fingers like this. This is a finger flex exercise. We as bass players, when we begin, we could hold the bow like this. We don't have to necessarily have any facility whatsoever. We get a pretty darn good sound. So why in the heck do we need to have more than just our large muscles? Because to reach the more artistic levels of what we want to do, we really need to have lots of small muscle control. And I think this is one area that we're getting into as bass players, but we haven't explored enough. And this exercise will really help us. So try this again with the right hand. German bow, French bow, doesn't matter. It's a little different function for the two, but it's gaining control of what these muscles do. And then what I suggest is, as you're sitting there taking copious notes, that you can practice your finger flex, your bow exercise, German bow, French bow, or if you don't want to be obvious about it, you just practice bass while you're watching television. But I'm practicing, Mom, I'm practicing. You're sitting in the class listening to the boring lecture from the history professor, reading out of the book you read the night before. You hear any vibrato? No. Hear any vibrato? Which hand does the vibrato? I have to admit, I borrowed this from Gary Carr. He used to do this all the time. His point is, and mine too, is that, yes, this initiates the vibrato, but this pronounces the vibrato. So if we're tight anywhere along that stream from the left hand to the right hand, you can be having a nice vibrato, but if the right hand is really tight, it's not going to be pronounced. In fact, you might not even be able to
But you're saying, like, okay, if I start trying to do anything off the string, if I'm what should I be doing with like the fourth finger? If I'm
Hang on.
oh, okay, all right, put the bow on the string. All right.
So, now, this is the grip, okay, that's important. But then you got this attachment here. So, can you just, what I would teach you, what I would talk about, just let this hang down. Right? And then, when I play, I try and get all of this going through here into here. First finger. Yeah. So that if I'm pressing in, trying to get more weight in the sound, I can do this. Or when you get to the tip, you kind of need to do this. And the frog. So that this is really just hanging down.